I'm Bou the Cartoon Guy, and you're listening to the Bou the Cartoon Guy show. And today I'm going to take a look at one of the worst cartoons I have ever had to watch. And I'm talking about Denver the Last Dinosaur. Where to begin with this cartoon? It was originally created by Peter Keefe, who is also responsible for Voltron. He also helped get Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon on air stateside, so we have him to thank for that. But he still made Denver the Last Dinosaur. Now, you're probably thinking, how bad can a children's cartoon be? Well, I'll tell you. This cartoon made me feel like I needed to have a lobotomy. It's that bad. Well, the basic premise of the show is you have these kids, Mario, Shades, Wally, Jeremy, Casey, and Heather. And Wally's the young one of the group, kind of the innocent one who takes care of animals a lot because of his family. Jeremy's the really smart one despite being blonde. I don't see how they failed that trope, but they did. Then you have Mario, who's the egotistical, self-promoting asshole. And then you have Shades, who's just the straight-up California douchebag. And the setting is in California, close to LA. You have Jeremy, Wally, Mario, and Shades go to the La Brea Tar Pits, where these bullies that recur in the show, but I can't bother to think of their names because they're so insignificant, end up chasing them all throughout the area, and the kids stumble into the La Brea Tar Pits, and they find this tar dinosaur egg. And it hatches, and this dinosaur appears, and these kids are all like, a dinosaur? We should take care of him. Now, this is what gets me, is these kids don't think, a dinosaur! No. They're literally saying, cool, we have a new pet. It helps that Denver is friendly, but still, if you saw a real-life dinosaur, how would you react? You're not gonna be like, oh, hey, a new pet. Yay. No, you're gonna be, holy crap, I'm gonna run because that thing could eat me. Now, with that said, how they named Denver still pains me to this day. The kids were trying to think of a name for the dinosaur, and they suggested a few really bad suggestions, but then a travel bus drives by, and an ad for Denver, Colorado, is on the advertisement of the bus. And so the kids are like, let's name him Denver! Yay! I'm just glad they didn't see a travel advertisement for Bangkok.
Very funny.
So anyways, the whole premise of the show is for the kids to try and keep Denver hidden from society, and they're constantly antagonized by a character named Morton Fizback. Who came up with the names for these characters? Seriously. I really imagine that the way they came up with Morton Fizback was that one day, one of the workers on the show walked into the break room, and he saw this guy yelling at a soda, and it would go something like this. "Why are you flat, soda? I want my fizz back! I paid $1.25 for you to not be flat! So give me my fizz back!" Yeah, that's how I imagine they came up with the name. One of the writers is like, "Hey, Fizzback. Sounds maniacal enough. Let's go with that." For the concepts of the show, it's not a bad concept, except for it was really trying to capitalize on the dinosaur craze of the late 80s, because the show came out right after The Land Before Time, and so you had this huge dinosaur boom, and that's what I was really trying to capitalize on. And you'll notice, once that dinosaur boom waned, the show got canceled after only 50 episodes and 2 seasons. My biggest complaint that makes the show just incredibly painful is the voice acting. And the good thing about the show is that it did get Kath Susie her start in voice acting. I hope I pronounced her name right. But she is the voice of Phil and Lil from Rugrats. The thing is, she's trying her Lil voice on a character that does not deem the Lil voice.
"I'll just get the guys to come out front, and then I'll spring it on them."
In fact, almost none of the characters' voices match their art. Because this is supposed to be an ethnically diverse group, but if you listen to the voices, it all just sounds like California douchebag voices, and it doesn't really fit the characters. So that's really my biggest complaint. I think the best voice was done by, Brian Cummings. Brian Cummings did a really good job with the show, despite what it was.
I get your drift,
The other voice actor is Cam Clark, who you might remember him from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, who was the voice of Leo.
Cowabunga!
Which he did a great work there, but the thing is, he tried to use his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle voice in this show, and that clearly doesn't work. Did the producers of this show not realize voices that work for other popular cartoons is not going to work for this? I really want to know how the recording sessions went for this show. It's like, "Alright, Cam, do it like Leo. Kath, do it like Lil." But that doesn't match what the characters are. "I don't care, just do it like them." Okay. But yeah, the voice acting is atrocious, and the animation for the show is not bad for 80s animation, but it's not really good either. I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had better animation. G.I. Joe had better animation. So it was a little bit of an eyesore to look at. Oh, and before I go, I have to talk about the theme song. It goes, "Denver, the last dinosaur. He's my friend, and a whole lot more." What does that mean? Do these kids want to be more than just friends with this dinosaur? Are they dinophiles? Is that the case?
Wait, one last touch.
They really need to rework the theme song if they're ever going to remake this cartoon, which I hope they don't. Really? There's not a whole lot else left to really say about this show. I would recommend checking it out if you're into 80s cartoons, because it's not bad for a premise. The whole eco thing and the repetitive plot lines get a little out of date, and a lot of them are pretty stupid after a while. And just the general idea of the cartoons in itself is just not a solid thing. And overall, it's decent, but it still is a pain for me to watch. I don't like it just because the art is pretty bad, the voice acting doesn't line up, and the plots are very iffy. Like, I don't consider the plots to be very strong. The kids are pretty dumb of themselves, and you can hear it in their voices just how dumb they really sound. That's really all I have to say about the cartoon. I'm gonna go rub my dinosaur. But before I do, I am Boo the Cartoon Guy, reminding you that you are never too old for cartoons.